so much, Brother Lionel.
You are welcome.
Greetings, everyone in the YouTube world. This is Miss Rushumba Adjoa doing another session. And my guest today is Mr. Lionel Randall. He's a musician and basically a griot, because a longtime musician and he knows all the variables of it. He will tell you a little bit more about who he is in one moment. But as I back it up, excuse me, I have a little tickle in my throat, but I cannot forget the reason why I'm here today. And my good spiritual friend, Mr. Early Laverne. This is why I feel the importance of us to commune and chat and talk about the things that ails us as a people. So today I am working from an area outside of Sacramento and Elk Grove in the Stockton area under the nature of the trees. And so today we'll be talking with Mr. Lionel Randall, like I said, and just exploring from the male side of things, what it means to be an African American, a black man, and just a journey to adulthood. So we're going to take it from that level in a moment, but as you know, I always start with a poem from Mr. Early Laverne. And so I'm going to do that right now. While you enjoy the sound of the birds. Today's poem, written by my longtime spiritual friend, Mr. Early Laverne, who transitioned in 2013. But like I said, he gifted me his poetry. And as I being a poet, I can't just let it sit and collect dust. I got to show it. So this one is called United. These richly thoughts will help you stay around, presenting you quality time to stand clear of death's ground. Collective efforts on all our part shall grant each of us a refreshing new start. Ignorance and division keep us spread far apart. Mutual living empowers everyone's heart. If it's your desire to freely live, the best of yourselves you must freely give. The use of accurate knowledge will ever prevail. Why should anyone be made to fail? These richly thoughts I ask that you discern, showing love and respect of all concerned. Everything in creation teaches us how to live right. Selfishness and greed will promote a deadly fight. Bad intentions are always out to destroy, leaving your life empty and infinitely void. Your levels of thinking can fashion your life with an enemy or a friend. Daily strive to be a hero from beginning to end. Live and let live is our mutual climate. So plan to be genuinely united, heart to heart. Mr. Laverne, he is the man of the moment, and we thank him. And as you can see, I have my little symbol that in this world that we live, especially us of African descent, we must always look and reach each other and help each other up. Because alone we can't do anything, but together we could be united. There's a force to be content with. And so you see the symbol of that. And although my friend Early is an ancestor, in the spirit, I have brought him along to help us to do our best since we are still here. So I'm going to turn my attention to my new friend, Mr. Randall, Lionel Randall.
Yes,
all right?
Yes, that's me.
So, Mr. Lionel Randall.
Yes, ma'am.
I thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're an artist and you're a longtime artist. You're recording, you do recordings.
Yes, I do. Yes,
You write your music, you write your songs.
Yes, I do.
And you're pretty well known on TikTok as well.
Yeah, as a guitarist.
As a guitarist.
Yeah, they're giving me major love. I can't believe it, but I love it. I love it. It's
Yes.
the best feeling in the world. I'll tell you that much.
Yes. To be acknowledged and affirmed for your talents.
Yeah, that's like,
So-
I love it.
So tell me, how long have you been at this music? And you know, tell me a little bit.
I started doing music probably when I was like 9 years old.
Okay.
I wanted to play the guitar because my father was a musician, and at a certain age, it just took over my whole life because I kind of started singing at first. You know, my mother, you know, back then we had like some Crisco cans with the tops on them, so we used to make drums out them things, you know, and just play. And when she wasn't home, we would go find her little wigs and put them on and listen to the Jackson 5 and get that broom. Oh, baby, give me.
That's right.
You know, so
That's right.
I've been doing music a very long time.
Are you
know,
self-taught?
I am self-taught.
You're self-taught.
Yes.
So you play the guitar. What other instruments do you play, sir?
I play the piano. I play live drums.
Okay.
I program drums also. I play the guitar, the 12-string guitar, acoustic. I play the bass guitar, and I sing, I rap, and I just try to put it all together and just make some magic. You know what I mean?
Yes. And we know that music is magic. It's what the world really needs. That's what keeps us happy and not fighting each other.
I know.
Is music. So I really honor that this
Got
is.
that right.
Yeah. So, you know, put a little music on it. We could tame anything when you put love in music in it. It's the universal language.
Yes, it is.
You know, so that being said, tell me about your native. Where are you from?
I was born in Los Angeles, but I was raised in Oakland, California.
Oakland, California.
Yeah,
Okay.
growing up out there, I met some of the coldest musicians out there. You know, I was like this hungry kid that was determined to learn no matter what.
Okay.
So every time I met somebody that could play better than me, I would sweat them to show me that lick. Come on, man, you gotta show me that.
Yes.
Man. Get away from me.
Yes.
Man, please show me that, show me that. And every time I come around, they'd be like, here he come. I was like, man, show me that, please. Like, all right, Lionel, it goes like this. I was like, all right. So then, you know, I was thinking to myself, how can I want to be great at this one day. You know what I mean? How can I become great? And I was thinking, I came up with this idea of taping quarters to my fingers like weights. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. And I just started playing and just, I would just play until it just didn't burn no more. Okay. I mean, I became obsessed with that guitar. I drove my mother nuts with that thing. Now, before I got an official guitar, I wanted to play so bad. My mother had bought my brother a guitar, a acoustic, right? He played it for 2 days, and then he said, my fingers hurt. I don't want to play this thing no more. And then I said, why don't you give it to me? And she said, no, you're going to do the same thing he did. I said, no, I won't. Please give it to me. Give it to me. She said, no, I'm taking it back and get my money. So she took it back. I said, man. So then I got desperate. So I tore a piece of wood off my box spring, and I got some rubber bands, right? And I was like, no, doing, pop, doing. So then one day, I had a real bad toothache, right? And she said, we're going to take you to the dentist. I said, oh, no, I'm not going to the dentist. Man, them needles back then was like this long. I was like, ah! The dentist was the worst thing ever, you know what I mean? So she begged me all day, and I was like, no. I was in so much pain. I was like, nope, I'm not going, not going, not going. Nope, nope, I'm not going. Then she finally said the right words. She said, look, if you go to the dentist, I'll buy you a guitar. I said, let's go.
Wow. So you see what he's saying, that when there's a passion that's in you, when you are meant to do something, come hell over high waters, they would say, you will find your way to do it. And so his gift was the gift of music.
Yes, it was.
Did you divert into other skills throughout your life, or you just stayed in the lane of your passion?
I stayed in the lane of my passion, and I just started developing on different instruments at one point. Because what happened was when I was like 12 years old, I was mainly doing a lot of singing, right? I used to sing like Michael Jackson back in the day when he was younger, and my mother would always she would wake me up and make me sing for her guests. Lionel, come and sing. I'm like, I'm tired. I don't want to sing. I give you $10. Okay.
Exactly.
So, but what happened was,
So you used to sing as well.
yeah, that's the first thing I started doing was singing.
Was singing, and then the guitar came on.
Then the guitar came.
So throughout the years, I would imagine you had a lot of mentors.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell
And
you.
were
Yes.
these mentors willing mentors, or was it kind of like you had to look over their shoulder and sneak a preview because they were not willing to teach you? How did that go? Because sometimes we have a challenge with, sharing our skills with others because we feel like, they're going to get something that you didn't get in your time. And that's one of the things we struggle with as a people.
Yeah.
So did you have teachers that really were open to say, come, young man, I'm going to show you
No,
what?
I didn't have that.
You
But
didn't have that?
I didn't have that. What I had was when I was about, I think about 10, 11, somewhere around there, I never thought about who my mother's father was, right? And then come to find out, her father was married and he had a affair with this lady. That's how my mother popped up. So the truth came out when I was about 11, 10, somewhere around there. So I met my grandfather. He lived on 82nd in Oakland in Bancroft. So when I met him, she had a half brother I didn't know about. And then I had,
let me just kind of interrupt you without you
Yeah.
giving us your entire private history.
it's classic though.
It's classic. Okay, so I don't want
gotta
anyone
tell
to
you
say,
this,
"Oh, I
though.
know him and I know them." So ultimately, okay. So connect it for me without
Without
'cause
going so deep.
we
All
don't want people. Sometimes people will weaponize what you
Well-
tell of your story. So, but yeah, go
Well,
ahead.
my story, I might want to end it because my story turns out to be the people that I had met had ended up becoming famous.
Okay.
That
And they were family already.
basically, yes.
Okay.
Basically, kind of, sort of, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's like, it's just deep, man.
So
Maybe I should have talked with you before we started recording
Well,
this because it's deep, though.
yeah,
I mean, this is some real information, and it's like, when I met my uncle that played the bass, he had a band. When I met my grandfather, they had a band that used to rehearse at my grandfather's house, right? So then I realized that I had 3 cousins. One cousin that I never met, we almost looked like identical twins. And we were the same age. He played drums, little percussion, little bass, and all that. So to make a long story short, when we met, we hung out every day of our life just about after that. And we went on a lot of ventures and did a bunch of different things. But the band that used to rehearse at my grandfather's house, now, when they wasn't rehearsing, me and him used to sneak down there and play their instruments.
So that's how you learn, by sneaking and playing on the side.
And then
listening.
when they was rehearsing, I would be at every rehearsal.
Okay, so you
because
were
they
taking
couldn't
it
kick
in.
me out because that's my grandfather's
That's
house
right.
now. See,
That's right.
but I didn't make no sounds. I wasn't talking or interrupting.
Right.
I was just sitting there getting motivated, and it was
And
like a
based
movie.
on what he's saying, even now in time, we kind of see a similar type of relationship with elders and the youth, because you see, especially young males of African descent, they have it very difficult in this society, because ultimately we know the system is not set up to support them. It's usually to turn them inside out and against them.
There you go.
Because of the journey that we've all been on.
That is the truth. Man, that's
and what we know from not just your generation, but the current generation and the generation even before you, I know growing up, they said, a child is supposed to be seen and not heard. In other words, you sit there quietly and wait to be told to go get this or go put that there and then sit back down. But I would like to say, with your talent especially, it's so important that we on purpose have the young youths shadow us to learn the things they will need to make their future better. Because when we speak of pulling each other up and the unification of our people, I ask, how does that show up? So as you described that, you kind of had to sneak and see and spend time and wait till they called you and say, finally, come on. So now my next question would be, when did they finally learn, without going too much into the complexity of it, when did they finally know that you knew it? You knew the music without them having had you sit there and really teach you. When did they realize that, wait a minute, this young man really got this? This is his natural talent.
I think maybe...
How old were you?
I probably was about 12 or 13 years old.
Oh, so it was not that long after you picked up the guitar, because you said you kind of started at 13.
Playing, I was dibbling and dabbling though, but once I met my grandfather, my cousins, and this band that used to rehearse at my grandfather's house, man, that was like motivation out this world for me, you know what I mean? Because I used to go on over there and just watch them practice. They would practice for about 6-7 hours, man, and I'll just sit there the whole time and just watch.
So how about school? Is
man,
this during the summer hours? What happened?
I started messing up in school because I wanted to go play my guitar.
Okay.
So when I started messing up, my mother took my guitar from me. I said, no, I'm dying. Please give it back. She said, no, you got to get your grades up. And I was thinking, like, where did she take my guitar to? Because I searched everywhere. When she wasn't home, I was like, and then...
Did you have a father in the home line now?
No.
Or was it from a single parent family that you came?
No, my mother was my mother and my father.
Okay.
Yeah, my father, he passed away when I was about like 3 years old.
Okay.
And I never
so
knew
it's not
him.
that he just took off, it's just that he died.
He kind of took off too, though.
Okay.
Yeah, because I didn't never know him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never know. You don't miss something that you never had, but what taught me how to be a man out there was the streets of Oakland, California. I got in trouble every now and then, but I guess what really saved me was music. Because when school was out, we had 3 months out, right? I'd be in the house every day playing that music.
So your passion saved you, and
Yes,
then
it did.
the men that were already in the music business, they also saw you and encouraged you. I would imagine.
My uncle was the bass player in that band. About 2 years after that, he had landed a job somewhere, and he had to leave the band, so he left the band. So he asked me and my cousin to join to start a band with him. Because he saw us come from nothing and we just grew and boom, you know what I mean? We were like professionals probably like at the age of 15 and 16. We had a record deal at 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what was the top song you played or on your guitar that made you, everyone's kind of looked at you and said, whoa. And if you know it, then you want to just give us a little taste of it. I wouldn't mind hearing it. I'm sure the audience wouldn't either.
I think what everybody kind of saw was, like I said, I used to tape those quarters to my fingers.
Yes.
They used to see the speed. You know what I mean? And then they saw that I started learning the tricks, because you have to study certain people to get. music is a universal language, so it's like everybody got their own style, so you have to idolize somebody out there. Somebody
Right.
is gonna play, and you're gonna be like, man, I gotta
Your
learn this. I
mentor.
love the way
That's your mentor.
Yeah, I love the
Right.
way he make that sucker talk. And for me, it was Ernie Isley of the Ozzy Brothers. I was like,
Ernie Isley.
and I'd love to meet you one day, man.
Yeah, Ernie
It's him.
Isley. Can you play a little piece of his music?
I'm out of tune, but that's it though.
Sounds good. Play it.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, that's the 70s
Yes.
and 80s groove.
Yes, and see, that song right there
Wow.
is gonna live forever.
And you know what? I didn't even know that he played the guitar. I just remember his
Yeah.
voice.
No, that wasn't him singing. That's his brother.
Oh my
That's
God.
Ronald Isley. They were called the Isley Brothers, but Ernie Isley, he mimicked kind of Jimi Hendrix. He picked up where Jimi Hendrix left off at. The way he dressed, with the guitar he chose. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that. I learned
Yeah.
something new today. 'Cause-
Ernie Isley.
and when you played that, I think of my brother that was right under me, who was also an ancestor. But I love anything Isley.
Yeah,
Wow.
their music was like magical, and watching my uncle's band, they played all that stuff. The Isley Brothers, they played the Commodores, they played everybody, man. The Barcades, Slaves, Slide.
Telling our age. And that don't mean anything bad, because
Yeah, cause we still
we're
here.
still here. We're the blessed ones, and we're here in nature. And
Yes, you got that right.
I could even tell you that we're in Jamaica, and you would have to believe it.
I know.
Because
In
the
Jamaica.
birds and the nature is all around us. So
Really?
we're going to back it a little bit away from music. I know you got your sweetheart under your arm, but I want to kind of get a little personal.
Okay.
So, tell me, you married, have children? Tell me a little bit about you, the individual, separate from your music, as a black man in this country. What does that mean as far as your relationship with society as a whole? And you can personalize it if you choose to tell, because maybe someone in the audience is eyeing you and loving your beautiful shirt and your handsome physique and your talent, and they say, I want to meet this man if he's not available. So tell me a little bit about you, the man.
Well, I am single, I am not married, and I don't have no children that I know of. No, I'm messing with you. Because you make a couple dollars, all of a sudden it's like,
Yeah.
my
He's
baby,
right.
that's not my baby Lysol. Yes, it is.
That's correct.
No, that's the mailman's baby, I'm telling you.
That's right.
Nah, but the only reason why I just didn't never make a family, because what can I say? I mean, I didn't ever really fulfill my dreams. Like I said, I was obsessed with the music and everything like that. And, plus, I was like, I fell in love like everybody else, but I guess the women I chose to fall in love with, they turned into Frankenstein. So I had to just,
Yes.
everything happens for a reason, though. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But I live for trying to change the world and bring people together, because that's what it's really all about for me.
Yes.
I mean, me being in the music business, I'm not into all the material things that everybody seem to go after. What makes me happy and fulfills my life is the love that I get.
That's
you know what I mean? And
That's
that makes me feel good. I don't know about y'all, but that makes me feel real good, man. When people be smiling or just say that you brighten up their whole day just singing or playing, that right there is the biggest reward right there.
And that's what music is about. So that's why his first love and his commitment has been to the music. And as you heard a little taste of it in the beginning, and what he just did with the Isley playing that, you could see, and the way he's hugging it, you could see that is his first love. And wherever he goes, all that I could see, well, I met him in old Sacramento this past weekend. And I saw the people when he played just come up and show love and shared. And he just brings a certain ambiance around him through his music. So it's just another reminder that we're all here to do something,
Yeah,
and
right.
after the children are raised and just the dust settles and it becomes mainly our time now. It's nice when you know what your true destiny is.
That's the real truth.
So I'm
Everybody
honored.
got a purpose, you
We
know what I
do
mean?
have a purpose.
Some people find out what their gift is and some don't because they get wrapped up in all other kind of crap that's not really even important, you know what I mean?
But I'm just happy to see that you found your destiny, because I always understand that, in our society, it's not easy for a black man to have made it to an elder, and
I know,
without,
especially these
without
days,
drugs having taken you, the prison having taken you out, another brother done took you down, so you're actually a rock star to us.
Oh, shit,
I just want to let you know that, because you've overcome a system that make you have to play defensive every day.
I know.
And here you are.
I
you're
love
still
the way
alive.
you.
Yeah.
I love the way you just said that.
That's right.
That's the truth, though, man.
And then you come back with music and tame them with music that even if they came wanting to harm you, they have to back up and maybe jiggle just a little.
We're gonna give him a pass.
So I just thank you so much. We could talk for a longer time, but I think you covered a lot that the audience would feel just so appreciated. And I too, because it was short notice to ask you to do this show, and you said yes.
Yeah, I mean,
You see, and I
I'm
appreciate
always
that.
down for something positive. If it's gonna help, I'm there. I'm number one. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
I give you the shoes off my feet, the shirt off my back, if that's gonna help you. Straight up, and that's me.
And that's
I've
you.
always been that way, and I'm still that way.
Thank you for that. And I see
That's
that
the
because
truth.
he made room for me on this level today.
No problem.
So I'm going to finish things off with one of my pieces, because, audience, I'm a poet. And matter of fact, Truth and Light Are One is my poetry book. I hope to soon have it on Amazon. It's not quite there yet. I'm still working on it. Okay, so that covers that. But this poem is from my next book, which I have not yet gotten. It's coming up soon. But the title of this poem is A New Sense of Peace. A new sense of peace is what I'm feeling today. So here we go. A new sense of peace has visited me today. It's like it's reassuring me that all is okay. It's hard to believe that the tumultuous fight is coming to an end. All signals are showing me that this fight I must win. You see, in life, the Black Queen is poised always to give everything. To fight for what is right, even when the victory seems out of sight. Her camouflage is many disguise when ready to affect the divisive challenges that keeps attacking her day and night with increasing might. They all say it's peace that they want, but until you're gone, they cannot be certain they have won their fight. Touché. A new sense of peace has come to visit me today. It's like it's reassuring me that all will be okay. Well, what does the King of Peace proclaim? He sees this awful, disturbing game of the fight to be free can only be gained if the Black Queen of Peace is slain. Oh, what an awful shame. For the men of all colors to gain, to believe that the effects of change must be dealt through the mother of creation's pain. Oh, what a peace I feel today. That Jah has shown me a new way to see the evil at play after all their disguises have been stripped away. Nakedly, they now disappear from view, carefully hiding all the secrets they've collected all these years on you, waiting for the moment to strike. See, it's always been things they valued, not Jaja's might. So, believe me when I say, a new sense of peace has finally come my way. Jah, my protector, has full control of the rain. Asheo, Amen. So,
Man, that's
yes.
beautiful.
Amen.
Asheo,
That's
Amen.
Amen.
And you see, we continue to do our part. And this is
That's
my
right.
job, to do my part. To each one, teach one, each one help one. Because I'm nothing here alone. I need you and you need me. So once we've done our understand internal work, we will understand that oneness, that unitedness is what's important. So, Mr. Lionel, do you want to take it out with a nice little music of your, hey, you know you
Yes,
did,
I can.
whatever you please.
It's all about, it's all about, it's all about you. It's all about, it's all about, it's all about you. It's all about, it's all about, it's all about you. It's all about, it's all about, it's all about you. Girl, you know that you're one of a kind. You're healing my mind. Yes, you're right on time. I can't believe you're all mine, yeah. After all the things I've been through, girl, you know that the pain just stays so long. It took a while to heal myself, 'cause I didn't have nobody else. Just the person all the time, just couldn't get it right. That's why